record from my side. Yes, okay, let me check. Yeah, you have recording permissions, Kishore. Right, okay, and let me share the screen. Right, okay. Fine, okay, so now you want to create a database. Okay, how can we create anything? We can do in two ways. One is using GUI way, second one is using query method. I'll tell you what is the query, I'll tell you how to do in a GUI. Okay, in case you want to create a database, first of all, let me tell you what is the database. Okay, the simple definition of the database is database is a collection of data files and log files. As of now, log file. Okay, database is a collection of your data files and log files. Actually, if you go to the SQL Server hierarchy, I'll tell you. Okay, in the SQL Server instance, if you go inside the SQL Server instance, you can see databases. Okay, if you go inside the databases, you can see file groups and log files. If you go inside the file groups, you can see files, data files. Okay, you can see data files. If you go inside the data files, you can see extents. If you go inside the extents, you can see pages. This is the physical hierarchy of any database or server. Okay, again, forget about all these things. Okay, as of now we are here, right? Just concentrate here. In the SQL Server instance, usually we'll have databases. This is a physical hierarchy. Let me go with the logical hierarchy. Okay, in the SQL Server instance, we'll have databases. In the databases, we will have schemas. In the schemas, we will have tables. Okay, so in the SQL Server instance, we'll have databases. In the databases, you can see schemas. Schema is a container. Simply, schema is a container. In the schemas, you will have tables. Means your tables are going to be stored inside your database. If you want me to say clearly one point, in one point, in the database, tables are going to be stored. Where these tables are going to be stored? On pages. On pages, the tables are going to be stored. Where these pages will be there? In the extents. Extent is collection of pages, data pages especially. Where these extents will be there? In the data files. Where these data files will be there? In the file groups. Where these file groups will be there? In the databases. Where these databases will be there? In the SQL Server instance. Okay, so again, if you don't understand anything, in the databases we will have tables. Okay, as of now, just think in that way. Later, slowly you are going to understand. Right. So database is collection of two files actually. Okay, database is a collection of minimum two files. One is data file, second one is log file. Remember guys, without having these two files, you cannot create any database. Okay, without having these two files, you cannot create any database. Database is a collection of two files. One is data file and another one is log file. Without having these two files, you cannot create database, that is for sure. Right, fine. So you want to create one folder. So for example, you want to create one file. You want to save one file. Say for example, you have a notepad. I want to save this notepad, right? I want to save this notepad. How can I save it? Save, might be I can save it on desktop. Okay, I'm going to save here. Right Here what can I do, like the db, something like db. All right, so if you see here, this is my notepad, right? I just shared my notepad, I just saved my notepad on the desktop. So in case if you want to save any file, okay, you have to give the location, right? In case you want to save any file, you have to choose the location. In which location you want to store this file, you have to give the path, right? So in the same way, whenever you are creating any database, you have to choose path for data file. In which location you want me to create the data file, you have to choose a path for log file also. Okay, so let me open this one. Go to databases. How to create a database? Right click on it, you can see new database. Select this new database option. Right, now it is asking for a name. So for example, I just saved this notepad as db, right? While saving, it will ask you a name, right? Without having name, you cannot save, right? So I have to ask, is when I have to give the name of the database. Okay, so you can give any name, there is no restrictions. I'll create batch 38 database. Okay, batch 38, this is my database name. Okay, I'll create name as a batch 38. Fine. So every object will have owners. Okay, database will have database owners. Jobs also we have jobs and all. I'll tell you, jobs means SQL Server jobs, not RDBA jobs. There is a concept of jobs in the SQL Server. Jobs will have job owners. Every object in the SQL Server will have own owners. If you don't provide any owner, by default, who will be the owner? If you don't provide any owner, who will be the owner? Can anyone tell me? Just at least can you guess it? Who will be the owner?
Administration. Administrator.
Who is creating the database? He is the owner,
User.
right? In my case, who is creating the database? Administrator is creating the database, right? He is creating the database. So in case if I don't choose the owner, if I keep it default as it is, automatically you can see this login name here. Okay, computer name slash login name. You can see the login name here. Okay, I'll show you later. Usually the owners will be SA. SA means sysadmin. By default, every object owner should be SA only. You cannot keep your individual accounts as a database owner. Now I just logged in as an administrator, so it is showing like my account name as an administrator. For example, if I logged in as Shanmukh, if I create any database, it will shows my name. It will shows the database owner as a Shanmukh. If I change the organization, my account will be removed, right? My account will be removed from the organization. So whatever objects are there that depends upon the Shanmukh, all the objects won't work properly. Sometimes they may throw a lot of issues. Okay, you have to face a lot of issues. So that's why we don't keep individual login names as owners. We are going to change the owners of any object like jobs or databases. We'll keep owners as SA, sysadmin. Sysadmin is a permanent login. If you want, you can see here. Security, logins and SA. Okay, this login will act as the owner of any object. This login you cannot delete. Okay, this is a permanent login, you cannot delete. Even though you will, if you are trying to delete, okay, it will throw the error. Okay, click OK, it won't delete. Okay, cannot use the special principal SA. Okay, so that means you cannot delete the SA login. So that's why SA is a permanent login. So that's why for all the objects, SA will be the owner. Right, I told you, right? Database is a collection of two files. One is data file and log file. These are the two files, guys. Whatever name you give here, automatically the name will be changed here. In case if I remove the name, okay, if I just type sales, you can see the change here. Sales database, this is sales database data file, and this is sales database log file. You can see underscore log. Sales database data file this is, and this is sales log file. You can see every log file will have an extension of sales underscore log. If you expand this file type, rows data, that means this is a data file. This is a log file. You can see here file type. I told you, right? So here, if you see the diagram here, okay, where is the diagram? Okay, we just discussed, right? In the databases, what we will have? Can anyone tell me in the databases what we will have?
Data files and log.
Okay, data files and log files, directly data files and log files, and anything will be there.
Schemas.
File groups, that is logical, this is physical,
File groups.
right? In the file groups we will have files, right? In the files we will have data files, right? Log file doesn't belongs to
Yes.
any file group, guys. Okay, that's why if you see here, sales log file group is showing as not applicable. Okay, for log file there is no file group concept. Only for data files we will have file group concept. Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself in case if you don't have questions. Right, thank you for that. Okay, so by default, every data file is a part of primary file group. Automatically, primary file group will be created. This is a default file group that comes along with the database. If you want to see, go to the file groups option. There you can see primary file group. You cannot delete, guys. Okay, if you choose here, there is no remove option. Remove option is disabled. By default, primary file group will come automatically along with the database. In this file group, one file will be stored that is called your data file. Okay, there are two types of data files. Again, in the data file there are two types. One is MDF file, which is master data file. MDF means master data file. Second one is NDF file, next data file or new data file. Okay, so in the file groups, sorry, in the data files there are two types of data files are there. In the log file there are no more types, only one type, which is log file. In the data file we have two types. 1 minute, guys, please. Right, okay. So in the data file we have two types of data files. One is MDF file, okay, which will create by default whenever you just create any database. MDF file and a primary file group will come by default with the database creation. No need to create manually from your side. Okay, so we don't usually create MDF file, or we don't usually create primary file group by default. Okay, they are going to get whenever you create any database. See here, so if you see here, by default this is MDF data file, right? And primary file group already created. Why? Because files don't exist independently. Data files, especially data files, they don't exist independently. They have to be created on any file group. So that's why as MDF file is compulsory for any database, MDF file is compulsory, guys. Okay, every database, whenever you create a database, two files will come. First file is MDF file. If your MDF file is full, then SQL Server will give, it won't give actually. We have to create one more file. Okay, so for example, you are writing exam. Okay, they will give the, what we can say, booklet. Once your booklet is full, okay, you have to request extra paper, right? So they are going to provide you extra paper. Okay, so that you can utilize those extra papers and all. In the same way, by default, if you go to the exam, by default, if you know anything or if you don't know anything, by default they will give you one booklet. Why? Because you pay the money for the exam. If you don't know anything also, by default they will give you. In the same way, if you don't store anything in the database also, by default it will give you MDF file. It's compulsory, but this MDF file won't exist independently. It should be there on any file group. So that file group should be primary file group. So whenever you create any database, by default, primary file group will be created and MDF file will be created. MDF and log file is compulsory for any database. Once your MDF file is full, now what you have to do, in case you have a lot of data is there, you have to create one more extra file, which is next data file. Clear? So in the database, you will have two files. One is data file and log file. In the data files, again, you have two types. One is MDF file, master data file, and NDF file, next data file. By default, MDF file will be created whenever you create database. And this file should be a part of primary file group only. And log file also will be created automatically whenever you create any database. Clear? Any doubts, any issues here? Please let me know, guys.
If one data file is full, can we move it to the next one?
Yes, we can move. Yes, you can move to another location also. So for example, you just saved your data file in
In
the,
fact, creating.
you just saved your data file. Okay, for example, you just saved your data file in the C drive. Now the C drive is going to full. Now you want to move the file to the another drive where there is having lot of free space. You want to move it. You can move it, but
Yeah.
again, it's not so easy. You have to take the downtime approvals. Okay, whenever you are moving the files between the drives or folders, okay, the database should be down. Okay, the database is down means you have to take the downtime approval. If the database is down, remember the application will be also down. Okay, if the
Okay.
database is down, if the server is down, the application will be down. So which is causing the downtime, you have to take the downtime approval. We are doing this kind of activity, so please approve. You have to ask the customer. So customer will tell you when you have to do this activity. Okay, you can happily move the files between the drives or folders, but one thing is you cannot move it. Okay, if the database is online, is there any size for the, yeah, I'll tell you, Kishore. Okay, you cannot move it if the database is online. You have to bring the database offline. So you have to take the proper approvals to bring the database offline and online. Okay, yeah, any questions? Any other questions? Is there any size for the data file? I'll tell you. Right, every file should have a size, right? Even though you are not creating anything in the file, automatically by default it will have small size. Okay, if you go to this file sizes you can see here. If you just place your cursor, you can see the file size 70 bytes. Every file will have its size. Okay, so in the same way, you can see the next column is size column. Okay, initial size of the file is 8 MB. Data file size is 8 MB, log file size is 8 MB. Okay, in case you want to increase, you can increase it, not an issue. You want to keep 1024, okay, automatically it will create a database with 1 GB. 1024 MB means 1 GB, right? No, 8 MB is fine for me. Okay, later I'll increase or I'll put the data auto growth on. So that case also it is going to work. So initially you can keep it as it is 8 MB, 8 MB. So we have an option called auto growth. We'll maintain hundreds of databases, thousands of databases. It's not our duty to check what is the size of the file. Okay, and increasing the file size manually, it's not our duty, and we can't do that. Lot of databases will be there. You cannot keep on monitoring each and every database and data file. Again, here database is having only 2 files. Imagine the organization, sometimes databases will have hundreds of files. Okay, hundreds of files will be there. One MDF file, only one MDF file will be there. All other files are NDF files only. Per database, only one MDF will be there. You can create multiple data files. Again, don't confuse here. Multiple data files is different. MDF is different. MDF is also one data file only. Okay. So, but only one MDF file will be there. In case that MDF file is full, you can create multiple extra data files. Log file also you can create multiple log files, but usually for database only one log file will be there. 99% per database only one log file will be there, but you can create multiple log files. That's not an issue. Right. So once this 8 MB is full, you keep on pumping the data in the sales database. Once this 8 MB is full, what is the next thing? 8 MB is full. What next? You have an option called auto growth option. Just click on this browse option. You can see enable auto growth is already enabled. Okay, you can see here. If it is like this, you can see none here. Auto growth is none means, okay, auto growth is not enabled. Click on this browse symbol, click on enable auto growth so that it will enable the auto growth. Means once the 8 MB is full, you can automatically, the file is going to be increased. Once 8 MB is full, automatically the file is going to be increased. In what percentage? Either you want me to increase in percentage value or you want me to increase in MBs, in megabytes. If you choose 64, any questions? Say for example, you choose 100 MB here. Now your 8 MB is full. What will be the next size of the file?
Another item will be created.
Sorry,
Another 92 MB will be created.
92 MB. Why 92?
Already we have used 8 MB as primary, right?
No. You can't understand like that. Okay, once this 8 MB is full, if you enable auto growth option, if you choose 100 MB, what will be the file size? Next file size? Can anyone tell me? You have 8 rupees. I gave you 100 rupees. How much you will have?
92.
You have 8 rupees. I gave you 100 rupees. How much you will have?
Not
108.
108. 108, right? Same here. If your 8 MB is full, you are giving 100 MB here. The next size would be 108 MB. Okay. Right now you gave in percentage. Okay. You gave 50% here. Now the initial size of the data file is 8 MB. Once this 8 MB is full, it is going to increase in percentage. Immediately 50% would be increased. What will be the next size of the file? What will be the new size of the file?
4. 8 plus 4, 12.
8 plus 4, 12. What is the answer, guys? So the answer is 12 MB. Okay, so once 8 MB is full, it will check in what level I have to increase, either in percentage or in megabytes. In percentage, okay, in percentage. How much I have to increase? 50%. What is the 50% of 8? 4. What is the new value? 8 plus 4, 12 MB. Okay, so sometimes in some organization, okay, it will be like megabytes, MBs they will give. Okay, a good question, Nagesh. Okay, 8 MB is full or
Repeat once, sir. Can you repeat once?
yes, I'll explain. Okay, so nothing here. Simply if this 8 MB is full, okay, if this 8 MB is full, we have an option called auto growth. Why? Because I told you, right, we'll have hundreds and thousands of databases. We can't keep monitoring on all the databases what is the size of this file, whether free space is there or not. Okay, once this 8 MB is full, There is an auto growth option. You have to choose auto growth option, enable auto growth option. By default, it will be enabled. In auto growth also, there are two options. In what way they have to auto growth? The file has to be increased in percentage level or in megabytes level. If you choose in percentage level, if you give some value here, say for example, you give 10%. Once this 8 MB is full, immediately 10% will be increased. Now tell me what is the new size of the file? Once this 8 MB is full, it has to create some free space, right? You gave 10%. Now what is the 10% of 8? What is the 10% of 8, guys?
0.8.
0.8. Then what is the new size of the file?
8.8.
8.8. That's it. If you give 20%,
17.16.
17 by 16. If you give 20%, how much?
9.6.
9.6.
9.6.
9.6. 8 into 0.
9.6.
Yeah, 0.8 into 2, 1.6. 8 plus 1.6, you will get 9.6. If you give 50%, of course, what is the 50% of 8? 4. 8 plus 4, 12. No. I don't want to give in percentage. I'll give you in MBs. Okay, so you simply gave 100 MB. Whenever this 8 MB is full, automatically it is going to increase 100 MB. Automatically, there is no calculations. Whenever this 8 MB is full, it will increase 100 MB. So 108 MB. Whenever this 108 MB is full, it will increase one more 100 MB, 208 MB, 308 MB, 408 MB. If the file is increasing, okay, it is going to allocate new space from the drive. Clear? Any
Yes, sir.
doubts? Yeah. So here,
Yes.
maximum what level? You have to mention the level, right? Size, the maximum size of the file you have to mention, right? Why? Because from where it is giving the size to you, it has to give from your operating system hard disk only. Maximum I have 8 GB only in my C drive. If my files are stored in a C drive, the file can grow up to maximum 8 GB. Why? Because there is only 8 GB free space. In case if I have 100 GB in the C drive, it will grow up to 100 GB. Again, depends upon the requirement. I'm not saying it will keep on growing. If application side data is coming, the database will increase. The files are going to be increased. If there is no data coming, the file size should be as it is. Okay, so till what level it can grow, you can mention here. Unlimited means what? If you choose unlimited means what? Unlimited. By default, for data files, it will show as unlimited. Unlimited means what?
You can use all the hard drive.
Very good, excellent. It is going to use all the hard drive. Okay, how much free space is there in the hard drive? It is going to utilize the whole drive. Once this drive is full, this is 24.6 GB, right? You have to request Windows team to increase the drive. Now you can't do anything in this case. Why? Because the drive is completely full. You cannot do anything here. You have to request Windows team to increase the drive space. They may extend this drive from 25 GB to 50 GB, 50 GB to 100 GB. So the drives are going to keep on extending, depends upon your requirement. If the data is coming, more data is coming, the files also going to be increased. If the files are increasing, the drives also going to be extended. Clear? So you can choose two options here. Up to maximum what level you can choose limited option. Limited option means, for example, you gave only 10,240. Now tell me till what value it is going to increase. You gave limited, till what value it is going to increase?
10 GB.
10 GB.
10 GB.
10,240 means what? 10 GB only. Up to 10 GB the file is increased. As you put limited option, if the data is still coming, it won't insert the data. It will simply throw the error. Hey, I am full. I am done. I don't have free space to get your data. It will simply raise his hands and it will throw the errors. I can't insert any more data. I don't have free space in my file. If you give unlimited, whatever free space is there in the hard drive, it is going to utilize all the free space in the hard drive. Clear? Everyone is clear with these two options, file growth, maximum size?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes,
Very
sir.
good.
Yes.
Yeah, fine. Okay, by default it will be. So one guy asked, what is why we got 8 MB? So can we change this 8 MB? So if you have a chance, try to change it and let me know the answer. Okay, I'll tell you why 8 comes here. Why only 8 here? Why can't it be 16 or why can't it be 24? Why 8 here? I'll tell you why 8. But in case you want to change it, just try once, change it to 4. Okay, change the initial size to 4 and check whether 4 is it is showing 4 or not, or it is showing still 8 only. Just check it from your side. If not, I'll help you. Okay, right, fine. So auto growth, let me enable the auto growth option. Enable auto growth option. No problem. Here we can give anything, not an issue. Okay, unlimited. Okay, click OK. File, right? Of course, if you are saving the file, you have to give the path, right? In which location you want to save the file. By default, it will save. Okay, by default, it will save in this file, in this location. Okay, in case you want to see, this is the location. Okay, by default it will save in this location. You can see here, right? There are other data files and log files are there. These are the physical files, guys. I'll tell you, see here, if you go to the management studio, by default you will get system databases. When you install SQL Server, you can see system databases, right? If you expand it, you can see 4 system databases. These are the system databases that you will get along with the installation. No one will be created. Okay, no one will create these system databases. So automatically they will come along with the installation. Each database will have 2 files, right? Master database will have 2 files, model will have 2 files, MSDB will have 2 files, TempDB will have 2 files. So total 8 files. This is the location. In this location, you can see master database data file, master database log file, model database data file, model log, MSDB data file, MSDB log, TempDB data file, and TempDB log. By default, data file and log file is common. Okay. If you create sales database, now after successfully creation of sales database, you can see 2 more files, sales database data file and sales database log file here. Okay, by default it will store in this location. Let me open the path. Okay, go to C, program files, Microsoft SQL Server, MS SQL Server, MS SQL data folder. In this location, by default, all the databases will be stored in this location. Okay, by default it will store in this location, data folder location. You can change the path also. While creating the database, you can change the path, not an issue. Now you want to, no, I don't want to store in this path. I'll create a separate folder. I'll keep it there. Yes, you can keep it, not an issue. File name, okay. No need to give the file name. Automatically it will pull the file name. This is the physical file name. Physical file name means like this. These are the actual physical file names. These are the logical file names. The one you can see in the first column, these are the logical file names. And you can see like physically, once you just click OK, sales.mdf, sales_log.ldf. Okay, 2 files will be created with extensions. Those are physical files. Go to options. Next page is option. Forget about these things. I'll explain each and everything later. Okay, I don't want to explain. I don't want to touch anything here. Go to file groups. We have already discussed it. By default, okay, one file group will come while creating a database. That is a primary file group. Can I create extra file groups?
Yes, we can create.
Yes, Shanmugh.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so yes, we can create. You can see clearly here. Okay, add file group. Simply click on add file group in case you want to create one more file group. FG2, you can create it. So like this, you can create multiple files. In case you want to create multiple file groups, sorry. In case you want to create multiple files, you have to choose add button here. Add. Okay, you can give file here. Let me do it later. Okay, I don't want to confuse you. As of now, I'll show you the 2 files. Right click OK. That's it. Just click OK. Right. If you see here, sales_log.ldf. The time also you can see 7:25, 8:45. Okay, you can see the server time 8:46 and 7:25. Okay, just 1 minute back. Okay, so these are the physical files. Okay, if you see the extension of any file, if you go to the properties, there you can see MDF file. Okay, .mdf master data file. And if you see here log file, right click properties, there you can see LDF file, log data file. Okay, clear? Any issues? Log files we are going to call it as a transaction log file also. Log file or transaction log file, both are same only. Clear guys? Any issues, any doubts? Right? And you can see the new database which is created here. These are the system databases. If you expand system database, then only you can see system databases. And all the user databases will be created here. Under database snapshots, you can see all the user databases. How many databases you are going to create? You can see all the user databases here. This is how we are going to create database using GUI option. Now, what is the query to create a database? Can anyone tell me query to create any database?
Create database.
Super, super. Very good. Okay. Right. So I want to write a query right now. So where I have to click, just click on the new query option. There are shortcuts. Okay. To get this new query window, you can click on this new query so that you will get new query window. That is one thing, GUI option. Right click on the instance, you can see new query. That is also okay, fine. Select the instance, control N, control plus N is the shortcut, keyboard shortcut to open the query window. You can use different ways, okay? Or else right click and just press Q. It will also help you to open a query window. Multiple ways you can open the query window. Okay, you can expand and you can minimize the objects here like this. Right, let me close all these things. Right, only one session. Each window is one session. Okay, each window is one session. This is query window, right? Let me increase the font. I'll keep it as 150 so that we can easily see the query. Each window is one session, and every session will have session ID. In the brackets, you can see one number, right? This is called session ID. What is the use of this session ID? Why we should have sessions and all? These session IDs are very helpful to find out who is running the sessions, what they are running, what they are doing on the database, what is the status of their transaction. Everything we can easily track using these session IDs. Where you can see the session ID, you can see in the brackets of the session. This is called session ID or process ID. Session or process, both are same. Session ID or process ID, SID or PID, process ID, both are same. It will simply tell you like who opened this session. Administrator opened the session. Means in case if I run anything, if I delete something, if I create something, I can easily trackable. Okay, on what database I am running? On sales database. Okay, so let me create a database here. Okay, as of now, you can change, see for example, whatever query you are running here or writing here, make sure you choose proper data